Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Dave Siddon, Executive Director at Wildlife Images. Today on Into the Wild, we're going to be focusing on probably one of the most maligned creatures on Earth, the snakes. And in this case, we have a gopher snake. In our particular region, these guys are often confused with an animal that most people dislike, a rattlesnake. And of course, when people see a rattlesnake, they have this huge fear reaction, and typically they destroy the snakes. Even rattlesnakes, as vicious as people perceive them, are wonderful to have out in the environment. They're a very good predator or pest control. They feed on gophers, ground squirrels, rats, mice, things like that. And same things this little gopher snake feeds on. Of course, the gopher snake's coloration is designed so that he does blend in with the leaves and things on the ground, so he becomes camouflage. But unfortunately, his color also very closely resembles a rattlesnake's coloration. People happen upon a gopher snake, they think, oh man, there's a rattlesnake. Take a shovel and cut him into little bits. Of course, even if it's a rattlesnake, it should be out there, should be preserved. Leave them alone. If you don't like snakes, simply walk away. They're not going to chase you. Now, to tell a gopher snake from a rattlesnake, one easy way is looking at the shape of the head. They have a very streamlined head. A rattlesnake at this same size would have a very angular head, much different looking. The rattlesnakes have a little heavier body, stockier looking, and of course, the best key is the tail. You can see how this tail comes to a point on the very end. A rattlesnake's is very blunt and of course has the buttons or rattles on the tip of the tail. But all these animals are wonderful to have out there. When people see the tongue sticking out, they think, oh gosh, that's venomous, it's something awful. The tongue is simply a sensor that is flicking out there, collecting molecules of the atmosphere, bringing it into the mouth, into a thing called the Jacobson's organ. And in there, they analyze all the material that comes in stuck to that tongue. Tells them about temperature, taste, smells, all those sort of things. And keep in mind, the snakes now don't have all the senses we have. Often people will say, oh, you can tell if they're sleeping because their eyes will be closed. Not the case. Snakes don't have eyelids. They can't close their eyes. They're always open. And of course, snakes can't hear. These guys can only sense us approaching because of the vibrations we produce by walking on the ground. They're very sensitive vibration. Of course, all their stomach is on the ground, so they can feel that vibration and sense us coming sometimes. But you can yell, shout, honk horn, whatever, they're never going to hear that noise. And of course, they don't have arms or legs. They oftentimes can climb. They are very good climbers. And they have to, of course, take their prey whole. They don't have a way to carve it up. A little snake like this can easily swallow a very, very large mouse. They have an extra sort of hinge in their jaw, extra bone called the quadrate bone, so he can open his jaws, wrap easily around a really big object like a mouse, and swallow it whole. So it's incredible what these guys have done and how they've adapted to our environment. But it's up to all of us to appreciate them, protect them, and their habitat. They're wonderful for all of us to have. If you'd like more information about reptiles, snakes, and things we do at Wildlife Images, you can log on to our website at wildlifeimages.org, and hopefully they'll supply you with information there, or you can call us directly at 476-0222. So we'll look forward to seeing you again next time on another episode of Into the Wild.